What's YouTube? It's your boy EGF Hoops here with another amazing YouTube video. I just about the title. We're talking about why Steph Curry can become the greatest point guard of all time. At least it's a reaction type of video. I'm gonna watch somebody explain to us why Steph Curry can be the greatest point guard of all time. If you ask me if Steph Curry has even a chance to become the greatest point guard of all time, I'm gonna tell you no. He's what is he? 3-2 in the finals. 3-2 in the finals. Blew a 3-1 lead. Magic is 5-4, 9 finals appearances in 11 years. Finals MVP as a rookie, 10 All NBA. I mean, to me, I think he doesn't have a chance. But we're gonna watch this video together. If you like this type of video style, or you want to see more videos of me reacting to other content creators, hit that sub button, like the video, and comment down below if you really do like this video style. This will not be my primary video style. I plan on doing one of these type of videos once a week. I got my normal rant/ramble once a week, and I'm gonna come down with a sat down type of more organized video once a week. That is 3 videos a week for y'all boys. So man, do me a favor and hit that sub button. We're trying to hit 50 subs. Moving straight into this video, y'all. Let's see.
Stephen Curry revolutionized the modern game of basketball. Everyone knows how Golden State's Golden Boy altered the fabric of the league itself by showing just how efficient long-range shooting can be with his ability to drain mind-bending triples from anywhere on the court. The way his team has found such massive success with their style of play destroyed positional boundaries that have existed since the league began. Positionless basketball is the way everyone plays now, and that's all thanks to Steph. But what gets lost in the shuffle is just how great Stephen Curry is. Despite him crafting the very constitution of positionless basketball for himself, at the end of the day, we consider him to be a point guard. We get so caught up in the fact that he changed the way a team's lead guard can play, that we fail to realize that he can quite possibly has a case for the best to ever play it.
And that's my problem here. Just because you changed, you can make the argument that Magic was just as what's the word? Transformative for the league. I mean, before Magic, there was VHS tapes. He got basketball to being live. I mean, you can say that Magic created the point for us. He was 6'7", played 1 through 5, could dribble, pass, one of the greatest playmakers ever, if not the greatest playmaker ever. So I think this whole argument of Steph Curry being transformative, or even more transformative than Magic, doesn't make him a better point guard to ever play. In my opinion, at least. I don't think the fact that he changed the way the game is played should automatically give him the holy grail of greatest point guard ever. Especially considering the fact that, no, I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna save it.
Before anything else, hey guys, it's Nico. It would be awesome if you guys could like this video since it greatly helps the channel, and let's aim for 500 likes today. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit the sub button for more great NBA content. With that out of the way, for today's video, I'm going to be making my case for Wardell Stephen Curry as the greatest point guard in NBA history. It may sound outlandish, I'm sure, but I feel as though people write him off too early just because he's different, which is basically the theme of Stephen Curry's entire career. Let's start with what we already know about Steph before we get to what we don't: his shooting. Stephen Curry is a career 43.5% 3-point shooter. That ranks as 6th in the all-time history of the league. But when you look at players like Steve Kerr, who leads history in outside shooting at 45.4%, he only shot 1.8 threes per game. The low volume goes for number 3, 2.4 3-point attempts for Hubert Davis, and number 5, Drazen Petrovic as well, both shooting just about 2 threes per contest. Can you even imagine the most?
I don't think it's fair to talk about how transformative Steph was and then go back to these older players and talk about how they didn't have as much volume. When you've already acknowledged the fact that Steph Curry made it normal to shoot 5, 6, 7, 8 plus threes a game. So why try and go back in history and devalue these guys off of the volume of their shooting? That doesn't mean they couldn't shoot as good as Steph Curry. It means that back then in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s, it was an inside-out game. You hit the big first, and if the man is open on the outside, you hit him. But the primary scorer normally was the big, or your small forward, power forward, center. So I don't think that comparison is fair. But I ain't going to pause too much in this video. It's an 18-minute video. I want this video to be under 20 minutes. So we're going to see.
Efficient shooters in NBA history taking just 2 threes a game? Definitely not. And that's thanks to Steph. But even against his modern day peers, we can't properly compare him. Both Duncan Robinson and his brother Seth rank higher than him on the all-time list, but the way they got those threes could not be any more different. For this one,
I want to thank Snap Sports. Without this, it wouldn't be possible. Appreciate you guys very much.
This one, I'm pulling up Steph's 18-19 season, since that's the last season wherein he actually played in meaningful games, while Duncan and Seth will obviously be coming from this year. Looking at the stats on how they make their shots from beyond the arc, the 3-pointers that Seth makes were assisted by his teammates 78.7% of the time. Meanwhile, Robinson's threes were assisted 95.9% of the time. Meanwhile, for Steph's threes were only assisted 69.1% of the time. Meaning Curry will usually be pulling up from 3 while coming off the dribble, and usually with the main focus on the defense on him. The difficulty of the shots he takes is way different from the other shooters in the league, and that gives him the edge over anybody. Stephen Curry is the only one in the top 10 all-time who isn't a specialist spot-up guy. The other comparable all-time shooters are so far behind that I'm honestly a bit surprised with what I saw. Ray Allen is at 47th place in the list at 40% of his career, while Reggie Miller is even lower at 61st with his 39.5%. Not only did they not even sniff Steph's efficiency, but they also relied on screen curls and off-ball movement to get free. They relied on someone else to pass them the ball, while Steph did it all by himself most of the time. People don't give Steph enough credit for the one skill he's known for. He's not just the best shooter of all time, he's on another planet. Not only is Steph going to go down as the greatest shooter of all time, he's going to leave his name on so many NBA records just to make sure we never forget.
Here's my issue with what he just said, y'all. A lot of the things he just said did make sense, but the one thing I do have a problem with is when we're talking about how these guys get the threes. Let's not act like Curry doesn't have Draymond Green, and we aren't witnessing a stretch right now where the Warriors are on like a 5-game losing streak without him. I thought we do know Steph is one of the best off-ball players of all time, right? Yes or no? One of the best off-ball players. So let's just not act like he's just James Harden doing step backs for his threes, or all of his threes is coming off of him just shimmying and shooting. Or him, yeah, I just feel like he's trying to make him sound like a better shot creator than he is. Not to say that Steph isn't elite, but I get the point. He is the greatest 3-point shooter of all time. No question.
We just talked about Steph's shooting, so it's no surprise that he holds the widest array of NBA records from downtown. Get ready for some NBA record vomit served up by Chef Curry. He holds the record for fewest games played to reach 1,000 and 2,000 career 3-pointers of 369 and 597. Proving it's not just a late 3-point revolution that brought Curry his success, but rather a revolution he really started even as a young player, still on his rookie deal. Curry also holds a record for fastest player to get to 100 threes in a single season, notching a century mark's worth of threes in just 20 games. This despite James Harden putting in his best effort the last couple of years of taking as many as he possibly can. The beard still came up short last season when he was attempting a record-breaking number of attempts of his own. He made 98 threes in 20 games, but it took far more attempts for him to do it, showing just how efficient Curry is from deep. Curry's magnificent 15-16 season also brought him the record for most threes in a single season with 402 made in total. That's 5.1 threes per contest in his 79 games played. Now, I really got sucked on the deep end in looking through Steph's stats, and this is what I found. Curry holds a few unique records in terms of achieving statistical marks in both 3-pointers and assist categories in consecutive games. He doesn't just hold a couple of these. Steph holds 6 of these atypical box scores to thoroughly dominate this category. He has the most consecutive games with the following statistical marks. This just goes to show how overall unique Steph is as a player. He's the best at the 3-pointer, but also makes sure to stay productive in other areas of the game in the process. Curry uses the threat of his 3-point shot to effectively find his teammates for open looks. If you take a look at the unique stats that he has put up, it's incredible to see how he's not just a shooter but also a player who can create looks for his teammates. Curry isn't just good from beyond the arc, he's a master from behind the charity stripe as well. He has a career free throw percentage of 90.56%, which is the best in NBA history so far. He belongs on a list of 3 all-time shooters with the Phoenix Suns' Steve Nash at 90.43% and Cleveland Cavaliers' Mark Price with 90.39%, as the only players to break the 90% barrier in NBA history.
I'm skipping some of this because I have a lot. I just feel like he's putting way too much significance on one part of the game. So I'm trying to see if he's going to talk about other things, y'all. I don't want to make it just seem like I'm being disrespectful or skipping parts of his video or looking ahead. But we get it. He's a great shooter. Shooting is not the only part of the game. If you're trying to say that he's better than Magic, when Magic is talent-wise, I'd say Curry is a more talented player than Magic Johnson. But defense doesn't take talent, I guess. It's all about hard work and effort, in my opinion. And God bless things like Magic's height, Magic's wingspan, Magic's speed, playmaking, rebounding. I feel like those things are in the bag for Magic. And I would even go interior scoring. And at that point, all you have with Curry is shooting in general. Outside of that, he has nothing on Magic. And then when you consider Curry's last 2 rings compared to Magic's rings, or the fact that Magic went to the finals 9 times in 11 years, I don't think it's much of a contest, and he's yet to really change my opinion on that. So I'm just trying to see if he talks about anything else. So I see Magic right here in a couple of clips, so I'm going to just start right here.
Then,
Steph's historic.
now that we have settled what makes Steph great, let's see where he stands within the tapestry of the NBA's storied history. Curry is a 2-time MVP and won the award back-to-back in 2015 and unanimously in 2016. The list of players who have ever done that is a who's who of the NBA's greatest players. Wilt, Russell, Kareem, Jordan, Duncan, and LeBron are the names that define the different eras of the league. The only other point guards on that list are Magic Johnson and Steve Nash. Steph has also won 3 titles. The only other star point guards to do the same since 1963 is a short list. There's Magic Johnson, Tony Parker, and Dennis Johnson. We can obviously conclude that Steph has had a greater career than Parker or DJ, but Magic is of course the gold standard when talking about the all-time greatest point guards of all time. Although Magic has clearly reached the mountaintop of NBA basketball numerous times, both in terms of championships and individual MVP seasons, what Steph Curry has under his belt is the greatest statistical season by a point guard in NBA.
You ever get that text? How can I take care of this as fast as possible? With Let's Get
NBA history. You don't have to go too far down the list of greatest seasons to find Steph's immaculate campaign in 15-16. That year, Curry had a player efficiency rating of 31.46. That's the 9th best single-season campaign in NBA history, not just for point guards. The only players who have ever done better than that are Wilt, who tops the list, MJ, LeBron, and Giannis by just a hair last season. To find the next point guard on the list, you have to go down to 18 for Russell Westbrook's highly scrutinized 16-17 season. In the top 100 PER seasons ever, the only other point guards to make the list are Chris Paul at 25, Oscar Robertson at 84, Steph even shows up again at 61 for his 17-18 season before we even get to Magic Johnson's best all-time season. Magic first made the list at 110th for his 27.03 PER campaign in the 1986-1987 season. Curry has reached the highest of highs that any point guard in NBA history has ever
One season does not make you the greatest at anything.
achieved. He's gotten the accolades, the rings, and the numbers to show for it. The only thing that's kept Stephen Curry from being the clear-cut best point guard in NBA history might actually be himself. The best thing about Steph is that he isn't trying to be the greatest, worrying about his place in the history of the league. Curry just plays and does what's best for the team, just how the purest of NBA critics and coaches would want from an ideal player. Despite being one of the greatest scoring threats to ever play, his usage rate is absolutely low for a player of his skill set. His brilliant 15-16 numbers came with just a 32.6 usage rate, which ranks just 84th all time. A very low number when considering how historically productive he is. In contrast, Westbrook and Harden respectively have posted the 2 highest usage seasons ever at 41.7% and 40.5% respectively during their own MVP years. Here's the thing though, people still call Steph a choker in the playoffs and in the finals. I honestly think that he isn't, but people continue to insist on it mainly because he was beaten out of the MVP by Andre Iguodala in their first title run and twice by Kevin Durant in 2017 and 2018. That's essentially it, but the problem is that he really isn't a choker in the postseason. To further illustrate my point, let's take a look at a couple of games and series where Steph was the king. This was the year when Steph was crowned as a league MVP after posting stats of 23.8 points, 4.3 rebounds, 7.7 assists, and 2 steals a night. the Warriors were still seen.
You do not get props if you're the MVP of the league unanimously and you play good in the first or second or even third round. That's not how this works. So let's not give somebody cookies for doing something they're supposed to do against a seed that was probably an 8th seed, or even that next after that was probably the 4th or 5th seed. You're supposed to do that. Maybe the conference finals and finals is where it really matters, and you can say when someone played up to standard or not choking or not. But I'm not giving you any cookies personally for playing exceptional in the first round.
As a non-contenders at this time because they have barely proven anything in the league. When they face off against the Pels in 2015, Game 3 was such a pivotal moment in his career and for the franchise. The Warriors coasted for much of the series, but Game 3 saw the Pelicans put up a great fight. Curry and the Warriors were behind for much of the game until he went bonkers. At the 4.5 mark of the fourth quarter was when he shined. Curry missed the potential game-tying 3 a couple of seconds before, but when he got the ball, he swished it from the corner as Anthony Davis came barreling down on him. This forced the game to overtime, and the Warriors went on to sweep the series while he put up 33.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, 7.3 assists on 45.3% shooting from the field. If that's not clutch enough for you yet, check out these next two. This series brings back memories, good and bad. Before they went on to be upset by LeBron James and the Cavs in the finals, the Warriors were in a 3-1 deficit of their own. Make no mistake.
What did he do the next series, y'all? After this OKC debacle of them blowing the 3-1 lead, what did he do the next series? I hate when I see stuff like this because he's not going to acknowledge what happened these same years at all. We're not going to acknowledge it. And I can see that. But he's not proving anything. I don't like singular clutch performances because you can find way more of him not showing up when it really matters. Like being up 3-1 and losing at Oracle when you lost maybe 2 or 3 games there the entire season.
This Oklahoma City Thunder team was that good. The 1-2 combo of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook led the charge for majority of the series, and they were helped with big contributions coming from Steven Adams and Dion Waiters. Yep, there was a time when Waiters was doing basketball things. Anyways, the Warriors roared back to force a Game 7 behind the big three of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. The Thunder led for most of the game, but as they have continued to do, Golden State just woke up. Steph Curry put on the show and took it right to Westbrook and Durant with a monster performance that had him put up 36 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. For the series, he averaged 27.9.
That's something that, I'm sorry to keep on interrupting. This video is about to be over anyways, but if Magic went in his rookie season without Kareem in his MVP season, I'm pretty sure Kareem won MVP the year Magic was a rookie. If he can get it done in Game 7 when all the marbles on the table as a rookie, why can Curry not get it done with Draymond being out for one game? Why can he not get it done in Game 6 or 7 when Draymond comes back and Bo gets out? Is Bo get Kareem? Was Draymond Kareem? That's my problem with this right now.
Points, 6.3 rebounds, and 5.9 assists while shooting at 44.3% from the field. You guys see a trend here? No? Okay, this one should make you understand better. The first meeting in the finals between the Cavaliers and Warriors is usually described as lacking because of the injuries that Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving suffered. Regardless, it was still an entertaining series. We saw LeBron go into what seemed to be his third prime and Steph ascending to godhood. This final series had big repercussions for both ends. Should the Cavs win, it ends Ohio's 50-year sports championship drought. For the Warriors, it would be their first title in nearly 50 years. The two titans clashed, and it was a physical affair throughout, and LeBron showed why he was the best player of this generation after he posted an average of 41 points, 12 rebounds, and 8.3 assists to lead the Cavs to a 2-1 series lead. It looked to be his crowning achievement, but Curry found the next gear in his game as well. The Warriors evened out the series at 2 apiece to set the stage for the pivotal Game 5. LeBron and the Cavs were threatening to go up 3-2 going back to Cleveland for a series-clinching Game 6. But you already know that Steph was having none of that. Game 5 was a nail-biter throughout as both teams exchanged baskets and defensive stops at key moments. However, Golden State's depth and Curry's hot shooting led the way for them to take Game 5. He finished with 37 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, with his last 3 points putting the exclamation on their win. He also went 7 of 13 from beyond the arc and had a total shooting outing of 13 for 23 in Game 5. If he's still a choker to you at this point, you're crazy.
Not acknowledging
Curry might be
the
lacking in the finals
crazy
MVP
ass
department, but that shouldn't take away from how great he's been in the postseason. Choker is a label made by his most.
I'm not watching this no more. Shout out to Pacific Hoops for the video, but he did not say anything that we all didn't know. Let's not act like those performances would have mattered if Kyrie and Kevin Love was healthy. If you're the greatest point guard of all time, it shouldn't take you 6 to beat a team of just LeBron James. Just LeBron James. Kevin Love wasn't there. Kyrie wasn't there. It's you. It's Draymond. It's Clay. It's Iggy. It's Bogut. It's all these players. So why does it take you 6 games to beat one man? And I'm not even a LeBron's my go type of person, but the greatest point guard ever wouldn't let it go to 6. The greatest point guard ever wouldn't need Kevin Durant to come save him after he chokes a 3-1 lead in the finals with the greatest record ever. It's just very underwhelming. If we're going to talk about careers, my thing is we're so recency biased with these players. We're not going to acknowledge what Curry was his first 5-6 years in the league versus what Magic was. That's just all. This did not prove anything. I want to do more types of these videos. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit that sub button. We're trying to hit 50 subscribers. Comment down below, is Steph your GOAT point guard or is Magic your GOAT point guard? Comment down below if Steph or Magic is your GOAT point guard. Like the video if you enjoyed this type of video, and I am out. Peace.